I don't quite know what is up with this Dresden Files. I even put it down to 480p to try and see if that would speed up this process. It is 97% done right now, and it's been going for 2.5 days. So I thought I would bring you another D&D story. Okay, this one I wasn't actually DMing. I was a participant in. And this one I am a cleric brawler. Now, I'm not a brawler class. If you know what a brawler is, that's essentially what my character was. So, we took, and we had been, and I'll explain my character more in depth later in a different story, but we had been fighting down into this dungeon for weeks of D&D story time, days in D&D actual time. So we are there fighting through. It is me, the cleric, that's the brawler as well. We've got a warrior who's got, two-handed great sword and full plate armor, so he's the typical warrior type. We have a psychic who is an annoying ass psychic. Little kid playing was the DM's son, and the DM was even fed up with him during this campaign, and this rendition of this character even too. And then we had, let's see, Monica was, I think she was her classic thief, and then let's see, there was a warrior, there was a thief, psychic, there was a cleric. I think there was a wizard and another fighter. So we've been fighting through this huge, long cave system. And the whole time, the psychic is playing tricks on the entire party, is kind of pushing each other around, kind of taking things, using his psychic hand to pick things up and levitate them, throwing rocks down the tunnel, making lots of noise, things like that. And so, I mean, the whole reason we weren't as stealthy as we wanted to be getting through this cave system was because of that psychic. So we work our way down, and all of a sudden we come to a big opening with a whole bunch of lots of little tunnels going off of it. And as we get there into the entrance, we all kind of stop, look around, see if there's anything around, look at the tunnels. We start drawing our map showing that, this is where we are and this is how things are opening up and where we're going to go. And all of a sudden, this big, huge spider. Now, I'm a human cleric, by the way. This spider that I don't come up to the first joints of its legs stands up. Pitch black spider that we can barely make out because of the darkness, but we see the movement, and then it steps into our light. And it comes for us, and as it does, we all kind of do a little perception check and things like that to try and see if we can spot weaknesses or chinks in its armor, things like that. And my character notices that its eyes are as big as two of my fists put together. And one of these eyes is a large gem that has been inserted in place of the eye. So we roll for initiative, kind of start the battle off. And the first thing my character does is he points up at the gem on the eye and says, "That is mine. Nothing else, just that." That's something kind of my character wasn't into large spiels or even splitting large amounts of things with the party. My character would claim one item, and that was it. Nothing else. The party could take and fight and squabble over anything else, but my character said, "Yeah, I just need one thing out of the battle," and that's what it would do. In fact, sometimes it would look through and it wouldn't even. Nothing here is what I need, so I don't want it. But my character pointed up at this and said, "That is mine." So the battle ensues. We fight and we fight, and it's a horrible, horrible, horrendous fight, and we almost all die as the spider just kind of overtakes us and is just beating the crap out of us. And I'm out of my healing spells. I've swapped all my spells to healing instead of the damage that I could do with spells. And I'm sitting there, I'm beating the crap, punching it as hard as I can. I'm climbing up it and ripping all the hair off of it I can and just digging as deep as I can and trying to, get at it as best. The fighter is got his legs scratched up and is dripping with poison, and he has chopped off legs off this creature, and it's still coming after us still. The wizard has used all of its spells and is trying to sneak around and just jab it with its javelin staff. The psychic has been doing his thing. Throwing rocks and doing his little mage spells or his psychic spells and stuff like that on it. And like I said, then the other fighter, the thief, has been, because she's using bow and arrow at this time, so she's picking up things and using slings to shoot it, and she's using her bow and arrow to shoot it, and we're completely out. We're almost all completely out of hit points. I do my last huge party spell that I've been saving to heal us just enough. We finally kill the creature, and we all end up flying back as it falls to the ground because of the weight and the size of the cavern has created such a wind flow that we fall. And we come to start climbing back up, getting back up, I should say. And then I start climbing up to where the eye is to claim what I had declared as my prize. And this little psychic runs up, pops the jewel out, puts it in his pocket, and turns around to walk away. So I turn to the GM. Now, mind you, like I said, the GM, the DM, whatever, is this kid's father. And I say, I'm just going to whap him upside the head and say, "Yo, stupid, that's mine," is what I told the dungeon master that I was going to do, the game master. So he goes, "Roll for hit." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" "Oh, okay." So I rolled, and it was a nat 20. And he goes, "Okay, I want you to roll to confirm damage." I'm like, "Wait, no, I just was smacking upside the head. I wasn't hitting him." And he goes, "I know. Roll to confirm damage." Okay, so I roll my 20 again, and I get another nat 20, which means it's 4 times damage. He looks at me and he goes, "Okay, so what gloves are you wearing? And I'm like, well, these are my Orcish +3 spiked fire gloves. And he goes, oh, right. And they do 1 die 10 damage plus the 4 plus the 5 for fire, right? Yeah. So he counts it up. We roll. It's the, and I roll a nat 10 on my damage. So it's 10 plus the 4 plus the 5. So it's 19 points damage times 4. So I almost just did 80 points damage in one hit. And I couldn't do this during the battle, by the way. I did 80 points damage to a psychic that we were almost all dead. So wham! I obliterate him. The thing is, we all knew that he had like a ring of regen, and he had a bunch of other really, really nice stuff that he had kind of purchased and begged for and got from his dad and stuff like that, and was playing around with it. And so we all looked at each other, and with a ring of regen, as long as it stays on a finger, it can regen you from nothing, from that finger, all the way back. But we all looked at each other, and I went, that's mine. And I took his ring of regen and put it on my finger. And the rest of the party came over and looted his corpse. And the dungeon master turns and looks to his son and went, well, if you had been nicer to the party, they may have not killed you. By the way, what was your experience level? I got to give it to him. So me killing a player character, PvP apparently, got a bunch of experience for actually killing his son in character. And this campaign, there's tons and tons of other stories on this campaign. My brawling cleric is a character that I played for 5 years. And this party got together and we played like 4, 5, sometimes 6 times a week for 5 years. So there's a ton of other stories I've got for this brawling cleric. Anyway, tell me what you think of the story down below, and if you would have done the same thing or not. You all have a wonderful and blessed day.